Christopher De Santiago with Sports Illustrated's MMA Knockout. Here today with one half of the main event of BKFC this weekend. We have on Ruben Warr, coming off a 5-second knockout earlier this year. Ruben, how's it going today?
Really good, man. How are you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Thanks for taking the time out of your fight week to talk to me, man. I gotta
Yes,
ask, what's it like to be coming off of the 5-second knockout earlier this year? What is the feeling of that moment like for you?
it's not to me the 5 second knockout didn't mean as much to me because I'm number three fastest knockout in BKFC history. I need to be number one. So after that knockout, I was back in the gym Monday working even harder. This is the hardest I've ever trained for a fight in my entire life. So being number three, I'm not okay with that. I have to be number one in everything I do. So I'm ready to demonstrate that and do it again.
Mhm. What do you make of this opportunity this weekend, and what does it say about the BKFC to put you in the headliner spot once again?
I feel like BKFC sees the tenacity and the hard work that I have been putting for the show for all you guys. To go from the tryouts in January and then fighting in March. I fought Angel Core 3 weeks notice when nobody wanted to fight him. And I beat Angel Core. I don't care what anybody says. I did beat him. I made it look easy. And then to fight Robbie, 2 months after that, and then knock him out in 2.7 seconds, not 5 seconds, not 6 seconds, 2.7. Um, so to do that, it just shows BKFC that everything I've told them, I meant it because I'm doing it. So I told them at the tryouts, anyone, anytime, any place, line them all up. I'll be ready, and I've been ready every fight. So I'm gonna be ready this fight, and it's gonna be the fight of my life, and I'm excited to put on a show.
And you said that this is your hardest training camp of your career thus far?
Hard, yes, sir. I sleep in the gym. I left my kids to come out here in California for. I've been here for about 5 weeks. I came in at 180. I'm already down to 163 this morning. I run about a six miles under an 8 minute pace. I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm in the best shape mentally, physically, and spiritually. So to be here and come out there this weekend, I'm gonna be ready.
How hard was that decision for you to, leave your kids and to sacrifice, another training camp to go do it what you love and to go and provide for them?
It was a very hard decision. I kind of honestly didn't really have a choice. I know how to do it. It's hard, man. I do everything for my kids, and I'm with my kids almost every day. So I have so much responsibility as a father. So I respect the mother of my kids to step up and take care of all my responsibility as a dad and to do that part. I respect her so much for that, and it means a lot to me. So I didn't take this lightly. I came down here and I've trained harder than anybody in this gym, and it's going to show this Saturday.
hmm I know that you kind of said that you're not satisfied until you get the world championship. Not to look past your next opponent, but do you feel like a lightweight title shot is on the line with a win on Saturday?
Has to be next. Has to. I mean, to no one's doing what I'm doing, especially even in my weight class, yet alone in BKFC roster. Nobody has fought anyone, anytime, anywhere, any place, and I have done that over and over and over again. And I felt like I earned my title shot after this. And when I knock Bovar out, because I will knock him out, I promise you, on everything that I got, I'm going to knock this man out. And when I do, I deserve that respect from BKFC to at least let me get that title back. Let me bring it back to the United States because this is an American promotion and that title belongs in America.
hmm what did you think of the great title fight that we saw between Tony Soto and Franco Tenaglia? I mean, one of the best fights ever in Spain. What did you make of that?
It was a great fight, but it wasn't a technical fight. You know what I'm saying? I felt like two men who played sock and boppers with each other. Like there was no technique to it. You had Tony Soto swinging from the hips. You had You had the other dude dropping from a weak ass body shot. So, to me, maybe to y'all, it was a great fight. It was very entertaining. I'm not gonna take that away from him. But to me, to say that's your best performance, to me, it's a slap in the face because there's no way in hell they're going to be able to do that to me.
Did the right person win that night?
Um, I felt like it could have gone either way, to be honest. I could see why they gave it to Tenaglia. Tony Soto kind of gassed. He gassed quite a bit. He was gassing third round. And I could see why people thought Tony Soto would win the fight because he threw more volume. Um, but Tenaglia landed more shots, was in Tony Soto's face, and he was landing more. He landed more of the better, cleaner punches, in my opinion. Um, but for him to drop with a body shot from Tony Soto, it just shows to me that I know for a fact he's going to drop when we fight. So, we'll let him think what he wants. He says he's the king of the streets. Just like Angel Port said he was the king of Cali, and I took that away from him, and I'm going to take his title away, and I'm going to take the king of the streets away. I'm going to take the king of BKFC away when I fight Kai. Like, I'm going to take all their titles away. I told y'all I was coming for everything. I'm coming for it all, and I meant that.
Mm-hmm. Are you impressed with what you've seen from Ukraine's Bovar Khanakov? What can you tell me about him as a fighter?
Man can take a lot of damage, you know what I'm saying? And the man has a chin. So props to him for having that kind of heart. Not many fighters do have that kind of heart. Not many fighters can take that kind of damage. It kind of reminds me of the Nate Diaz of UFC. Um, but if we're gonna talk in facts, he's coming up in weight at 155, and I hit like a 170 pounder. So one hit's gonna change his mind. I promise you.
Hmm. Fighters with good chins, I mean, do you tend to go for more body shots when they're as tough as they are, or like, what do you
Uh,
think of that?
whether so, I throw a lot of body shots in training when I spar. I don't like to headhunt as much just because my those are my teammates, and I know I do hit hard. I know the kind of pressure I do put on. So I do focus more on body shots. So we'll see if Bovar could either take it to the face or take it to the body, but I'll be ready to throw both. So
Well, most definitely, man. A lot is at stake in the main event. I guess what can the fans expect to see from this kind of lightweight title eliminator of sorts from you?
yeah, they're gonna see a real dog. Everybody's talking about the face of BKFC, this and that. I came from the tryouts in January. This is my fourth fight this year in November. So I'm a true gladiator to the sport. I feel like I'm breaking numbers and I'm just getting started. I'm getting better every fight. So, all these people are hating on my success, but I worked extremely hard to get where I'm at, and it's all paying off now. And now this fight's going to change my life. It's going to change my family's life. So I'm putting everything, I'm putting everything on the table for this. So, I hope Bovar's willing to do the same because I'm willing to die in that motherfucker.
Most definitely, man. And I want to talk to you about your move from MMA to BKFC because I cover a lot of MMA. I guess what kind of made you want to make that transition, and when did that become realistic for you?
Oh well, I left the sport, man. Being a full time dad, working the way I was working, I had to choose one or the other. At one point I was top 20 in the country in MMA, and it just got too much. Working 7 days a week, 90 hours a week, trying to train full time and trying to be a full time dad. It was almost impossible. There was not enough hours in the day, so I had to choose one. And when I got gunned down the way I did, and when a lot of things happened in my life the way they did, I had a lot of anger in me, and I just chose to put it in the gym. And now I use that pain as motivation. And I use my children as motivation, and now that's what you guys see. You guys see a man with pain that expresses his pain through his fighting and uses God and his children as motivation, and that's what I'm doing right now.
Awesome, Ruben. Well, I think that's all the questions I had for you today. I just want to thank you again for the time. Is there anything that you want to say to the fans out there watching on Sports Illustrated?
Yeah, man, I just want to say to all my fans, thank you for all the kind messages. Just inspire. I'm glad that I was able to inspire other people. That's kind of like my goal. My goal was to overcome this adversity and hopefully inspire other people to do the same. Overcome their adversity and be able to speak about it, be able to talk about it. A lot of people don't really talk about it because they're ashamed of it instead of using that as motivation and overcoming it. I hope that my story can help other people do that, and that's what I want to do is inspire other people to overcome their problems and their adversity in their life, and hopefully that they could be the best version of themselves. And that's what I want to do for the people is help people become the best version of themselves.